All right. Sorry about that, guys. Tried to go ahead and use the actual cell phone to go ahead and broadcast it. And for whatever reason, cell phone was like, no, I want to go ahead and die right now. So not going to hold up the rest of your night and everything. So thanks for your patience and everything. So what we're going to start doing is I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you real quick. So I'm going to click right on over here. Thanks for your patience and everything. So what we're going to start doing is I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. Go ahead and broadcast a little bit live. See how technology does right there? Here, I don't even want that playing right now. So here, we're going to turn that down right now. And we're going to get on with this actual share of the screen. So give me just one sec. Just make sure. It happened just a second ago, and it actually ended up working for me the right way, the way it was supposed to, the way we want it always to actually work for us and everything. So we're talking about visual literacy, all right? So let me go ahead and pop this back over here, and perfect. And look at and why is everything backwards? Oh my God, technology sucks. They suck right now, man. Right, the entire presentation is being seen backwards right now. Okay, there we go. There we go. You are screen sharing, it says now. All right, cool. I was like, y'all better stop messing with me, man. All right, so we're going to start first, the new education. I ended up deleting that by accident. Like I said, we are not going to go ahead and try to do anything with this again. We're just going to go ahead and start it up, guys. What the new education is all about, it's all about visual literacy right now. So visual literacy is the ability to interpret, negotiate, and make meaning of information presented in the form of an image, extended the meaning of literacy, which commonly signifies interpretation of written or printed text. The type of classroom that I teach in, it is all about basically visual literacy. This is the thing that I live and die on. Because a lot of people, when they come into my room, they're like, hey, you don't even teach out of a book or anything, because everything comes from my experience working in the field of television and entertainment. So the curriculum comes basically off the head. I'm giving them real world, real world type of Common Core type class where they get everything hands-on and they're learning nonstop of something that they can use possibly in the work field in the future. So for those of you that saw where I tried to do this right here before it ended up messing on me. So this was the traditional classroom back in the day. So, you know, it's kind of boring. Everybody just, they sit there and they get that type of lecture, but this is today's classroom. This is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about visual literacy. All right. Filmmaking classes. This looks very similar to mine. I have a couple of different pics that I'll show you guys later inside of a video that I'm actually going to end up playing that takes you inside of my actual teaching in the classroom. So why am I so hyped up about visual literacy? Well, the way children learn from a young age, a great deal of educational emphasis is placed on teaching children how to identify and read words and understand their meanings. But when children are first born, you have to think about how they're actually learning. They don't come out and automatically they start learning right away. What ends up happening? They end up taking their learning ending up by audio and sight. So you ever heard of that saying where people are talking about, hey, you really learn the way you see things happen in the world and everything? That's the things that I'm talking about right here. When you teach visual literacy, it's that thing that gets logged in the head. In other words, you may not be the type of person that can always remember the Bill of Rights or anything like that. But if it's something that has really caught your eye on the visual literacy side, you might definitely remember The Simpsons, if anything like that. So how is this being attacked in the classroom? Well, it's being attacked from different levels. It's being attacked from technology side. Nowadays, when you go in any type of classroom, the traditional book has basically been tossed out the door, and everybody, it's either a smart pad, some are even learning on their phones when they're not texting or anything like that, but this is what the information of how they're interpreting and taking in info. They also use smart boards as well too, but this is something that I believe that's going to end up going out the door very quickly as well too. And then you got visual textbooks and everything. People, when they came to my class, as I had said before, they were like, "So, why don't you ever teach from the actual book?" They're still learning. They're still reading. You still have to take in and learn a significant amount of text in my class to understand, for instance, like filmmaking terms and things like that. But when you attack it from a visual side instead of being locked down in a book, this is the level that I believe without a doubt that is going to take the next level of visual literacy. All right, so we're going to go to another quick screen share real quick and stop. You are screen sharing, stop right there. And what I want to do is take you guys into one more piece of footage of mine. This is my podcast teaching for filmmaking. And what I want you guys to do is when I go inside the part that is actually the lecture section, I want you guys to pay very close attention to a lot of the things that the kids are saying and basically why I can't keep a lot of them actually out of my room. So let me go ahead and scoot over on that side. Where you at, YouTube? YouTube's trying to hide from me. And I still got that up right there. And where are you at? Is that it right there? No, where you at? You see, I got so many windows open where I was trying to connect with you guys earlier and everything. I'm getting so pissed off about this. I'm not going to even lie. Why we got to do Google anyway, Karen? It's all good. It's all good. All right, just learning some new technology and everything. So let's see here. Just trying to get in and click on this actual play. Hold on. We'll get there in a sec. Keynote. Let's go ahead and take that out. We don't need that anymore. And I believe it's over on. Where are you at, YouTube? Where are you at, YouTube? Because the video says that it's actually on there. That's the crazy thing. Let me just start minimizing a bunch of stuff. Two more. Let me just close out 2 more windows, and basically I will be done with it. Now I see what it was. Yeah, I still have windows open from Amy and everything as well too. So click out of that real quick, and yeah, there it is. There it is. So here we go. So we're gonna play this video from the beginning just to let you guys check out how visual literacy happens in my class. People are always asking me all the time about why I decided to go into the education career. For those of you that know me, I worked for 12 years at WDRB News. I worked everything from being a news editor to a photographer, even did on air. When I found out the chance that I could actually go back to my old high school, Fern Creek High School, and get a chance to actually teach filmmaking, there was nothing else that could have made me any more happy. I jumped at that opportunity because this was my way of giving back to my community. What I teach is a visual literacy type class. It deals on the levels of digital filmmaking. The great thing about my class is everything is hands-on. Everything is hands-on. We don't actually teach out of a book. Everything from the curriculum, it comes from up here, of my years of experience in broadcast communications. I'm a 1997 graduate of Fern Creek High School. After that, I went on to go to Morehead State University, earning a Bachelor of Arts in Electronic Media. And from there, that was when I chose to go and work for WDRB News. So for 12 years, I put in that hard work. And one of the nights I was sitting back watching YouTube videos, and I saw a video that was being presented by Education Secretary of State, Arne Duncan. And he was talking about the need for more Black men in the classroom. This is something that, I locked on. I locked on in. I was like, when I found out how many Black men are not in the classroom, to give young black males, a chance to see someone that looks like them, to be taught by them, I said, you know what? Let me look a bit more into this career. You find 2 layers on top of each other. When you layers that are stacked on top of each other. It's the same way with Photoshop as well too. So you have a bunch of layers that are stacked on top of each other. That's what compositing means.
Green screen was just up in the real camera. You can actually still see behind it. See the car. I think do it.
Like you said, a portion of green screen. Masking, the thing that I showed you to do. So this right here, everything outside, this is where the green screen is set right there. Everything outside of that, he masked everything else out. Cancel everybody. You just have me green screen walked in, I turn to the camera and I sit down. You have to place me where I actually sit on your couch. So nobody has any questions about keying or anything like that right now, right? Nobody? Alright. If you haven't got the full points yet, let's go ahead and let's knock that out. This is what we got for the rest of the period. I'm still gonna go around to check and see who still needs actual help on it and everything. Everything else is a PNG. He actually created his own outside shot. So that's really just a picture right behind there, and these are really window panes. So Dylan ends up walking in. He walks. And what he's gonna end up doing, he's gonna have a seat right there. And bingo, he has a seat, nice and comfortable. But once he's 500. What is the thing that you have to put in front of it to make sure you get the type of that's PNG, exactly. I'm just showing them what I've taught you. All right, keep going.
And on the windows, you gotta get certain photos. You want to get something that's gonna blend in the back and have black squares in the back of it.
White squares. That's the way you know that it's transparent.
And this is transparent, right? It's just really two photos, but it just looks like one.
So when you play it in full motion, it'll look like it's actually playing while you're actually walking in and sitting down. I would get a wider TV. I can do this. I can make it wider. Get a TV with a stand. Because right now. On the edge.
How do we get me from moving to the wall to there?
All right. So let's play.
I'm sitting there.
You sit. Bingo. You're good. All right. So you see right here.
My bed looks tiny.
All right. Because you made your bed tiny. So thanks for taking your time to go ahead and view this video to check out how I actually teach my classroom and the new wave of what I really believe that visual literacy is going to end up taking us to. If you have any questions or anything about that, or if you're interested, I hope this maybe made you interested in the career of education, feel free. You can go ahead and hit me up on Facebook about anything that you want to know. If I don't have the right answer, hey, I can end up pointing you guys in the right direction with someone that can also end up helping you out as well, too. All right? Faces out. All right. So as I said before, the reason why I wanted to go ahead and show you guys that is basically to take you inside of what visual literacy can actually do for your classroom. As you notice, the whole entire time while I was teaching, everything was more about hands-on. In other words, they get the visual to understand how to actually put together the type of projects that they're actually trying to put together. All right, so basically I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna leave it right there. And I still should be seeing right now, basically my computer is doing something funky and crazy, but I'm used to it. Let's go ahead. Let's get it going right there and everything. So that's basically the end of the entire presentation. What I will do is I will send out, we sent out the pre-assessment, so I'll send out a post-assessment just to go ahead and give you guys, if anybody's got any questions about, and visual literacy can be incorporated any type of way. It can be incorporated into English. It does not have to be filmmaking that it actually happens in. So if you guys have any questions, don't feel free to ask. And basically, I'm gonna go off here and go get my kids something to eat. All right, catch you later.